All right. What's up, guys? Dr. Jaws is here. And tonight we're listening to Journey. Not Journey, but Journey. I almost had a disaster, like, right before all of this got loaded. And this music is really building up. Let me make sure this is okay as far as the volume is concerned. Actually really swelled to a nice pitch, at least in my ears. But tonight we're talking about the Dusky Smoothhound, and I don't think anybody is watching this right now, which is totally fine. We are just starting this project and still experimenting. So, oops, let's go back to this. Sorry, I don't want to do that. I'm just checking the volume really quickly, making sure it's okay. So, project and still experimenting. So, oops, let's go back to this. Sorry, I don't want to do that. I'm just checking the volume really quickly, making sure it's okay. All right, that's good. Project and still experimenting. All right. So blah 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 blah. All right, sorry about that. Yeah, tonight we're talking about the Dusky Smoothhound. Since this is still all new and still kind of like, kicking off, I think I should probably just kind of talk about what this is all about. So, this is our live stream study parties. It's a super chill, super calm environment in which we talk about sharks. And as it builds up and as the chat gets going, it gets more and more interactive. But no matter what, even if we don't have a lot of people, and especially these early videos, probably not going to be anybody. It's still a nice space. It's about kind of creating a chill, calm space, so you can put this on no matter what. If you're a marine biologist or not a marine biologist, if you're a shark lover or just a lover of the ocean in general, this is just like a cool little spot every Monday night at 9 just to chill out and relax and dive into some sharks. But like I mentioned earlier, tonight we're listening to Journey. I'm just in the mood for this beautiful music. 2012 game, I'm sure you've played it, and if you haven't, I highly recommend it. It's pretty awesome. And I got a cup of chamomile tea. So I don't even know what makes chamomile, but it's really hot. It's very cold. Cold out. But yeah. So we're starting things off. This is a shark I know pretty well, but there's still a lot to learn. And it's very hard to get images for this species. I mean, like, online, like Google search, like flat images, sure. But like on YouTube, it's really hard to get good quality video. And in preparing for tonight, I actually was lucky enough to stumble across Fish Guy Photos, which is the hands down the best Dusky Smoothhound footage I've ever seen. Every shark you're seeing right now here is a Dusky Smoothhound. This is part of the family Triachidae. So these are the smoothhound sharks, sometimes known as hound sharks. Like leopard shark is probably the most famous triachid. I think the gummy shark is a triachid. Let's look that up. I'm pretty sure it is. And I think there's one more that's kind of famous, but the name is eluding me for now. But consulting the Great Bible, the Sharks of the World, I should say the Great Tome, The Sharks of the World by David Ebert, Mark Dando, and Sarah Fowler. Best shark book I've ever read. If you guys have a chance, I highly recommend it. It's totally worth your while. But hope you guys had a good week. Last week, I had a lot of fun with the first live stream. That actually went really well. We didn't get a lot of people, but we got. Well, my friend showed up, so it was really fun just kind of experimenting with it and figuring it out and, just kind of playing around. But yeah, let's go look at triachids. I'm pretty sure there's about like 30 species in this family. I'm just taking a quick look at, there's quite a lot. Taupe shark, that's a big one. Taupe shark is a very famous triachid. Gotcha. So taupe shark is Galeorinus galeus, super famous. I would say the Dusky Smoothhound is I think for shark people it's kind of famous. I think in pop culture, not at all. I don't think a lot of people know about this. In America, it's called smooth dogfish, which is kind of a misnomer. It's not really a dogfish, because like dogfish are in the family Squalidae or squaliforms, and this is a completely different branch. So it's not really quite the same thing. Um, Unfortunately, this video, as you can see, and like no offense to Fish Guy Photos, because like this footage is beautiful, but the title has AKA sand sharks, and sand sharks is a term that is kind of used for a lot of different species on the American Atlantic coast, maybe both coasts, but definitely the American Atlantic. And it's just a misnomer. It's a catch-all for a wide variety of different sharks. So that could be Dusky Smoothhound, that could be sand tiger, that could be sand bar, that could be any small shark on the coast. So a lot of shark scientists really do not like the term sand sharks. And it used to really grind my gears when I was younger, but there's sea lettuce. That's fine. It's fine. So, so I used to grind my gears when I was younger, but now I'm kind of like, you got to pick your battles, and this one's kind of a hard one to fight because it's spread around really quickly. Like a lot of people keep saying sand shark, and just it's any shark they don't know what it is. So there is a real danger though, and I do have to point that out. For conservation, you got to get the English names right. It is actually important because if you are, setting like fishery standards or new proposals or new guidelines on what species you can catch or do research on or collect in any way, the terms do matter, and especially as far as fishing is concerned, you have to get the names right. Both the scientific and English name. You have to know what species you're working with. So, but anyway, I'm just perusing, trying to see if there's any other very famous triachids. Most of them are just not really quite well known. So we got the taupe, the leopard shark, Triachis semifasciata, beautiful species. I really hope I didn't misspeak. Oh yeah, no, I was right. Gummy shark, Musculus antarcticus. Yeah, that is a triachid. So. And as far as I know, and I could be wrong, but I think those are the most famous. So, but anyway, we're going to talk about our beautiful, beautiful West Atlantic species, the Dusky Smoothhound, Mustelus canis. So, Mustelus canis, very active shark, constantly patrolling for food that could be located even when hidden. Northern population, I mean, every shark could do that, but oh well. Northern population migrates inshore and north in summer, south and offshore in winter. Not territorial captivity, but larger animals are dominant. So I don't have a lot of information there. There are two main populations. There's a continental shelf population and an island population. The shelf population prefers sand and mud, 0 to 18 meters deep, so it's a very shallow water species. That's the one that, like, in my part of the world, I run into a lot. Just like the sharks in Chesapeake, like the Dusky Smoothhounds in Chesapeake Bay are part of that continental shelf group. And then there is an island population, I think that's more in the Caribbean, if I'm not mistaken, that can occur to deep water, so rarely on upper slopes to 808 meters. So I'm doing a mix of memory and reading. So blah blah blah. I don't think I have anything in this book that I don't think I really have anything in this book that gives me more information on the shark. And is anybody here? I don't think anybody's here. So I was trying to mess around with the eCam earlier, trying to get the live chat syncing up with what I can see, and I'm still figuring that part out. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So, all right. Well, that's not a lot of information. So I am kind of curious what distinguishes this from other smoothhounds. Now, where I'm from, that doesn't really matter because smoothhounds are very distinct. They have kind of like a sloping, sharp face with these oblong, beautiful eyes. And I always kind of think that, this might sound kind of weird, guys, but I always kind of think their eyes look like a fresco, kind of like a I don't know, like an ancient Greek mural, fresco, something. I don't know. There's something about their eyes that I find particularly alluring and beautiful, and I think very unique in the shark world. So these guys are super super cool. Um, they have their dorsal fins are pretty similar in size. I mean, or rather, like you can see that they're kind of, the second dorsal fin is not particularly small compared to the first dorsal. They're rather comparable-ish in size. I know the first dorsal technically is like much bigger, but they are very. Oh, that's so cool. Sorry, I'm getting distracted again. Whenever I think this is gonna be a thing. If I ever watch videos live while I'm talking to you guys, it's gonna distract me. So, I just love sharks, man. This is so cool. So, now in the description, I mentioned that this species can change color, and I'm not making crap up. That's absolutely true. It takes a while, and I hope we can find some research that supports that. It takes a while, but when this shark transitions from one kind of sea, oh hey sea robin, oh hey I see you, from one kind of seabed to another. If it's on a light seabed, its skin cells kind of respond in such a way where the shark's skin tone is going to be lighter. And then when it transitions, if it's swimming into oh, look at all these sea robins, man, this is a party. When the shark is swimming in a muddy area, those skin cells change. It takes about 30 minutes, but those skin cells change and the species actually gets darker. It's kind of like a cool counter shading camouflage sort of dealie that's highly adaptable. Never heard that in other sharks. I'm sure other sharks do it, given how biodiverse sharks are anyway, but just super cool. Oh my god, I love these sharks. Sorry, I'm really, really getting excited. So another cool thing about this shark is it has unique teeth. They're kind of flat, pavement-like teeth. So these are really great for crunching shellfish, and that's a big part of its diet. And actually, you can kind of see from its body shape, that this is a shark that likes to be close to the seabed. You see how it's I don't want to say undercarriage, but I don't know, its bottom, its ventral surface, I don't know, is very flat. It's very smooth. It's not round, like a lot of other sharks. And that might be kind of a cool little indicator of yeah, this guy likes to be on the bottom. He doesn't drag his tummy anywhere. It's a pretty streamlined species. I'm sure scientists are angry at me for not being more technical on that. But anyway. Having large fins, by the way, the first dorsal fin and the second dorsal fin being large, kind of indicative that this shark swims rather slowly. The way I learned it is that if a shark has a large first dorsal and a small second dorsal, it's kind of fast. So white sharks, all mackerel sharks, the classic carcharodontic sharks like bull sharks, if it's first dorsal fin is much larger than the second dorsal fin, and if the caudal fin is more like a crescent shape, like a lunate shape, that's a fast shark. But if the two dorsal fins are kind of similar in size, like in this species, and if the upper caudal lobe is larger than the lower caudal lobe, which is also in this species, this is kind of a cool, cruising, slow, chill shark. So this guy is really, really calm. Yeah, it's a quiet, peaceful scene right now. So, once again, this is a video from Fish Guy Photos. Please like and subscribe and support his channel. It's super, super... This is fantastic footage. This is, again, the best Dusky Smoothhound footage I've ever seen on YouTube. It's hard to get footage of this species. I mean, it shouldn't be hard to get footage of a species, but it's hard to find footage of the species. I've never seen something quite like this. So, please like and subscribe his channel. It's super, super cool. So... I love these sea robins. So cool. Hello. Those are sea robins. Yeah, those are sea robins. Those are scorpions. Yeah, those are sea robins. Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. They're kind of chonky sea robins, because the ones I've got, I don't think they're that chonky. So. You can see the beautiful white fringes on the trailing edge of the fin. It's not a distinguishing characteristic of the species, but it is something. You can't use that as an identifier, but it is something that helps support that. Oh yeah, this is the trailing white edges is something that is a part of their coloration. Not necessarily super unique, but as far as identifier goes, but something kind of characteristic of the species. So, and just overall, it's just aesthetically really beautiful. Oh man, dude, I love these sharks. So, I think we should probably. I could sit here all day, but I think we should probably transition to some research, some conservation. So last week I thought I was going to be super cool and then touch on all three, like Florida Museum of Natural History, IUCN Red List, and the sharkreferences.com. But I think today we're just gonna do like last week I could only do one. I only got the Florida Museum of Natural History, so I think today we're just gonna start out the IUCN Red List and probably just go from there. So, all right, here we go. Dusky Smoothhound, Mustelus canis. So Mustelus means weasel, kind of like I think the weasel family, like the actual weasel family, is Mustelidae. I'm pretty sure. And then canis means dog, so the dog weasel. That's that's what the Latin name means. So, and that is a completely Latin name. That is not. There's no Greek in that. That's a completely Latin scientific name. Scientific names could be Latin or Greek in origin, or like Latinized American word, or sorry, Latinized words of other languages. So, like I think the horn shark is Heterodontus sanfrancisci. And then I know there's like a lot of different sharks that like they have different languages that are Latinized. So, but that's the only one I got off the top of my head. But and Carcharodontus lucus from last week. I mean that was Greek. You know, I think Carca is a Greek word. Leucos is definitely a Greek word. So, but this is Latin, Mustelus canis. So. I had something to say and I got off on tangent. So the IUCN Red List, if you guys don't know, this is probably the best go-to if you want to figure out whether or not a species is endangered, or rather how severely endangered a species is. This is the International Union for the Conservation of Nature, and it's just a really helpful resource. As far as a global resource, it's probably the greatest as far as like if you had to classify every species or as many species as you can. I mean, you can't do every species, but you know, this body has, you know, taken as many species as you can in almost every shark, if not every shark, and assessed whether or not it's doing okay and how severe the endangerment is. And it creates these species profiles for each species, explaining in detail what the species biology is, what the life history is, where you can find it, basic characteristics, and then what its conservation status is, and why it's that status. So it's super helpful if you really want to figure out just how bad is a species doing. This is where you go. This is where I go. I mean, this is definitely my go-to when I'm trying to get kind of the rundown of like, okay, where are we with this species? So Dusky Smoothhound is near threatened, which is not bad. It's not good, but it's not bad. On the scale, you can see you got not evaluated, which doesn't really mean anything. Data deficient also doesn't mean anything. Least concern, which means, okay, we checked the species out, it's doing good, it's like a bunny, it's fine. Near threatened, which means it's okay right now, but there's some aspects about its biology that are like, we might have reason for concern later. So vulnerable means that this species is in really big trouble. It's not quite endangered yet, but there's aspects of its biology that are like, oh gosh, this is not going to handle pressures really well. Endangered is bad. Endangered is the classic, like, okay, this is a species that is like, it's like pandas, bald eagles at one point. It's just like, this is a species that, bald eagles are fine now, but this is a species that needs our protection, needs conservation action. This is an endangered species that we might lose. Critically endangered is the worst possible status. I know extinct in the wild is technically worse, but I'm kind of like, if it's extinct in the wild, I think we lost the battle, So critically endangered is like the worst possible status for living animals, like in their natural habitat. And unfortunately, we do have quite a few sharks that are critically endangered. I started making a series on my channel on, I started out with hammerheads. A lot of hammerhead sharks are critically endangered. A lot of angel sharks are critically endangered. So yeah, And then extinct in the wild, I don't think any shark has that status, but I mean, it is as it breeds. You know, it's like this is not a species that can be found in the wild. It is only exists in captivity, and then extinct is gone. You know, as you know. So, and what's kind of sort of on a profound level, I mean, you have to really think about it. If it goes extinct, you know, it's never coming back. Like that, those millennia of evolution, the millennia of like, not millennia, what am I saying? Eons. Like eons of evolution. Like, well, not millennia. I'm sorry. It's late. I'm tired. I'm tired. But like just millions of years of evolution, millions of years of evolution, and you know all that species ancestors survived and did what they needed to do to you know to survive, and you know just like once they're gone, they're gone. They're never coming back. And I am not a proponent of like genetic resurrection. I know there's research on that and everything, but I'm kind of like, nah. I mean, the original line of DNA is broken at that point, and the species is gone. And you know, it's on a profound level. It's amazing and heartbreaking. I mean, you know, and I know. I mean, we live in a post-extinction world in a lot of ways. Not post-extinction, but like we live in a world where so many different kinds of species have gone extinct. But it is amazing that just like to think that a creature that was here, you know, swimming these seas and roaming this earth, you know, just can vanish. You know, like after successfully surviving. It's a profound. I'm not really doing it justice tonight, but like it's when you just think about like a whole species going into oblivion, it's profound. So so it's important to have this and to monitor how we're doing so we avoid that. So sorry for getting a little dark there, but let's go into some cool details for the IUCN Red List. Last assessed June 2019, so fairly recent. Scope of assessment is global. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Population trend. I love this feature. I'm really glad they added this. This is a pretty recent addition. Is decreasing. Some sharks are increasing, but more often than not, the trend is decreasing. So, and then you got the habitat feature, marine neritic, marine deep benthic. I don't know how I feel about it quite yet. Like, I think it's just me. There's nothing wrong. Like, they're not doing anything wrong. It's just that, I don't know. I personally kind of I really love ecoregions, and like a neritic zone. If I remember correctly, neritic is that up to 200 meters deep? Oh, let's look that up together, actually, guys. I think neritic is up to 200 meters deep, technically. Neritic zone. Actually, quite curious. Neritic zone, 200 meters. Yeah, there you go. 660 feet. So, but neritic zone in like the Arctic Ocean versus neritic zone in temperate seas versus neritic zone in coral reefs. I mean, it's completely different from place to place. So I don't know. I mean, I'm being a nerd and just overthinking this too much. But I just personally like, I don't know. I personally don't like. I don't know. I'm being a nerd. Like I like ecoregions. I like you know seeing the ocean in like the segments based on temperature regimes and like unique geographical features like George's Bank, which is we'll zoom in on this map. George's Bank is somewhere here, and it separates like the cold waters of Acadia from the Virginian marine ecoregion. Like this pocket of the world has a distinct assemblage of species that is more adapted to colder environments versus this pocket of, whoop, hold on, let me zoom out and be accurate, versus this pocket of the world. So, I don't know. I'm an ecoregion guy, and I'm overanalyzing this because I'm being nerdy. So, anyway, this is the range of the species. So, we've got him going from Maine through Gulf of Mexico, through these different island subpopulations, through southern Caribbean Sea. Super cool. I've actually been, let me think about this. I've been to Aruba a long time ago, and I was teenager and I didn't appreciate it for what it was. Like I had a fun time and everything, but man, holy crap. No idea what I was looking at. Beautiful, beautiful area. Yeah, it's just like one of those things, one of those rare moments where it's like you're in a special place and you just don't know as much as you like should know or like I mean like as someone who's meant to become like a marine shark outreach guy, like oh my gosh, if I went back to Aruba now I'd be freaking out. So but anyway, so super cool species. I don't know if they'll say this in a report, but kind of my part of the world, Chesapeake Bay, is a nursery area for Dusky Smoothhounds. So they do come into the bay and they have their pups early summer. I think it's May, like April, May. No, oh yeah, no, April. Yeah, April, May, June is kind of that. I think maybe it might be just April, May, but it's like early summer. Late spring, early summer is when the shark species has their pups in the bay. I've seen specimens wash up around here in Kipta Peak and here, nope, kidding, here on Eastern Shore, I believe Hog Island. So, but they're everywhere. They're very common in Chesapeake Bay, and they come here every summer. So, let's see what else we got. So let's dive in to the red list assessment. You got the classification: Animalia, Chordata, Chondrichthyes, which include sharks, rays, and chimeras. Carchariniforms, which includes a bull shark, so this guy is in the same order as bull sharks. So, but family Triachidae, which we were talking about earlier, and then genus Musculus. So, near threatened 2019. We got the geographic range. We don't need to go into that because it's like it just lists countries. Upper depth limit is 0 meters. Lower depth limit is 808 meters. Okay, cool. I do like depth limits. I think they're really cool because like depth, that relates to pressure. That relates every 10 meters you get another atmosphere of pressure. So that part is like you can delineate some unique habitats and adaptations based on depth. So it's not just about like sunlight, how far sunlight can penetrate into the ocean. It's also about like how much pressure is on these animals. Like that's why a lot of the fish down in the deep dark abyss like are so weird looking because they have to deal with like living under so much pressure. Like if you're 800, let me think about this. 808 meters, you'd be under 80 atmospheres of pressure. So it's like our atmosphere on our everyday lives on Earth times 80. Like just imagine all that air and all that mass squeezing you, like pretty wild, pretty crazy. So. Pressure is a really important part of scuba diving. So, we probably could talk about that on another day, but, you got to be careful how far deep you go, and you also have to be very mindful of just your own air pockets. Like, one I'm thinking about right now is as you dive deep, squeezes, like, pressure in your ears, or ear canal pressure, like not tonight. Not tonight, sorry, I'm getting off topic. All right, so the population trend is decreasing. Let's go into detail. Okay, reading. Need to drink some of my chamomile tea. Okay. In the United States, preliminary analysis of genetic variants among sample localities indicates that individuals in the Atlantic may be isolated from those that are found in the Gulf of Mexico. Okay, cool. Population trend data are available from 2 fishery-independent surveys of Northwest Atlantic and Gulf of Mexico, and a stock assessment for the Northwest Atlantic Ocean. Okay, the trend data was analyzed over 3 generation lengths using a Bayesian state-specific framework. Oh, great. Biostats. This analysis yields an annual rate of change, a median change over 3 generation lengths, and the probability of the most likely IUCN Red List category % change over 3 generation lengths. See supplementary information. Pass. The Northwest Atlantic, the relevant abundance time series from, oh, this is really deep, from 1972, God, I'm sorry, 1972, 2013, indicated the population was increasing at an annual rate of 0.3% over 3 generation lengths, or 32 years. From 2011 to 2018, a fishery independent longline survey in the Gulf of Mexico indicated a stable abundance trend. Okay. Analysis of the stock assessment biomass in Northwest Atlantic nymphs. Oh yeah, National Marine Fishery Service revealed and CDAR revealed an annual rate of increase of 1.9% from 1981 to 2012 for the past 2 generation lengths. Okay, the global analysis indicated Dusky Smoothhound is estimated to have increased by 0.2% annually over the past 3 generation lengths, 32 years. The corresponding probabilities for rates of population change fall primarily in least concern, 78%. Okay, that's looking good. That's looking good. That's looking good. See supplementary information. Pass! Based on these results, the fact that management exists in the United States and a lack of catches in areas outside U.S. waters, the species assessed as regionally least concerned in Northwest Atlantic. Okay, cool. So, Northwest Atlantic, it's the American Atlantic coastline. My part of the world, it's assessed regionally as least concern. So IUCN Red List can make 2 different assessments. There's the global assessment, which is near threatened, but then in different parts of the world, you can have regional assessments. So regionally, shark is doing good. It's a very abundant species here. Globally, it's not doing as good. So let's see if we can find out why. In the western, central, and southwest Atlantic, there are no species-specific time series of abundance. The shark is rare in Colombia, but there's no baseline there. In Venezuela, it is targeted at intensive fisheries. There's a lot of fishing going on in Venezuela, and there were already reported declines in abundance around Los Roques archipelago in the 1990s. Landings for mussel species in Venezuela rose through the 1990s and reached a peak in 2004, after which they declined quickly, likely an indication of overfishing. In southern Brazil, artisanal fisheries are intense and likely capturing this inshore species, and consequently the species is assessed as endangered on the National Red List. In Rio Grande do Sul, the Dusky Smoothhound was an abundant migrant and wintered at depths of 40 to 120 meters between 1980 and 1983. However, the species was not recorded in trawl surveys in the same area from 1986 to 2002. Similarly, there have been steep declines in Uruguay. According to past data from scientific cruises in the southeast and south region, the species was abundant from 1974 to 1980, and therefore there was a 70% reduction in the average catch per unit effort until the year 2002. I'm going to put a pin, artisanal fisheries. I know what they are, but I do want to talk about those in a bit. Artisanal fisheries. Because that's a term that I think is, there we go. Okay, well, let's just talk about them right now. Sorry. So artisanal fishing, traditional or subsistence fishing, consists of various small-scale, low-technology, low-capital fishing practices undertaken by individual fishing households as opposed to commercial fishing. So that pretty much captures it right there. I know when I was starting out in shark science, artisanal fishing is a term I ran into quite a lot, and I didn't know what it means. So I just want to take a moment to explain what that means. So anyway, where were we? Uruguay, 70%. There's management in place for the trawl fisheries in Uruguay and Argentina. However, there are also gillnet fisheries that likely capture the species. Management measures are unknown for this latter fishery. Due to the level of exploitation by widespread artisanal fisheries and in some areas commercial fisheries, which lack adequate management, combined with observed declines in Venezuela, it is suspected that the Dusky Smoothhound has undergone a population reduction of 50 to 79% over the past 3 generation lengths, 32 years, in the western, central, and southwest Atlantic part of its range. Okay. Overall, given the moderate increase in abundance in the northwest Atlantic, which comprises more than 2/3 of the geographic range of this species, combined with noted declines in abundance in Venezuela, Brazil, and Uruguay, and intense and unmanaged fisheries in parts of the southwest Atlantic, it is suspected that Dusky Smoothhound has undergone a population reduction of 20 to 29% over the past 3 generation lengths, 32 years. Okay. Not the worst thing in the world. Not the worst thing I've ever seen as far as sharks go, but, not good. Let's see. I'm curious about the supplements. Nope. I don't want a PDF. Never mind. I didn't know that it made a PDF. Nope. I don't want a PDF. I'm fine. It's too late. I'm tired. So, I don't want a PDF. Okay, I'm kind of curious. I'm curious. Fine. What is this? Now, I am a weirdo. And hold on. No, actually, screw it. Okay, I'm a weirdo, and I have, not to call them out, but like I have Adobe, and I used to pay for it, and then I was like, I don't really want to pay for it anymore, but it's still on my computer. But I can also read PDFs through Preview because I have a Mac, so that's what I do it. But I'm not gonna mess with it. Sorry, no PDFs, no supplements. We're just going straight on the website. So, habitat and ecology, marine. Wow. Habitat type, marine neritic, marine deep benthic. Okay. Actually, what happens when I click on this? Does it tell me what deep benthic means? Kind of curious. What's going on here? Oh, by the way, if you're new to IUCN Red List, you could do a cool filter thing where you can, if you want to study like a specific group of species, you can just like create a filter and you can create a filter. You can go into like the taxonomy and stuff and then like break it down like, okay, I want to make just a list of shark, not chordata, but I don't want a list of chordata. There's going to be so many things. But you can like make a list of Chondrichthyes. Actually, yeah, let's play around with this feature for a second. Cocorhiniforms, no. Squaliforms, no. Orectolobiforms, lambdaforms, squatiniforms, hexantiforms, Prisciaphoriforms, heterodontiforms. Do they have... they don't have echinorenniforms. Interesting, because they probably classified it as squaliforms. Anyway, you can make like a custom list of sharks, and then you can kind of like... let's look at critically endangered sharks. You can make a custom list of sharks based on your filter categories on this website. Super cool. I think that's actually really cool. So let's take a look. This breaks my heart. Sand tiger shark's critically endangered. Indonesian angel shark. The taupe, the other triachid. Another famous triachid, critically endangered. Indian swell shark, Argentine angel shark, dwarf gulper shark. Lots of angel sharks. The striped smoothhound, Musculus fasciatus. Let's take a look at that. Musculus fasciatus. I remember that being kind of a pretty shark. Yeah. Oh, that's a shame. It kind of almost looks like a leopard shark, actually. Actually, that looks so similar. I mean, you could tell. Here, let's see. Triachus semifasciata. Yeah, leopard shark's got a bolder pattern, But you can kind of tell, that's... or rather, they do look kind of similar. That's actually super cool. I would be curious if these guys are genetically more closely related than the other smoothhounds, but I don't know. I just think that's really interesting. When I was starting out, one of my mentors said the coolest thing, which sounds like doy, but like it was something that really clicked things together for me, is that phenotype can oftentimes be an indicator of genotype, in the sense that phenotype can represent genotype. In a sense, if you see something that looks similar in a certain way, it could be an indicator that they're closely related. It sounds super dumb to say that out loud, but when he said that to me, it just kind of like clicked things for me, in a sense. Like, I think I had this weird mindset of like, oh my gosh, we'll never know like what is closely related, because like we'll never be able to quickly get the genes and quickly compare the codes and the sequences, blah blah blah. I was like overthinking it, and the reality is like, no, like genotype and phenotype are hand in hand, one in one. If you gotta be careful with this thinking, by the way, but if you have a scenario like this where you've got something in the same family with like this cool stripy pattern, this cool dark blotch pattern, and this guy has a cool dark blotch pattern, you can like, possibly like question like, are these guys more closely related than other triachids? I don't know. It's a fair question. It could indicate that, possibly, they might have been in a similar branch, it could. The reason why you gotta be careful with this kind of thinking is like, you can't like apply it universally. Like, bats have wings, birds have wings, they're genetically related. It's like, no, yeah, far away, but like they're not like cousins or anything. Like, you gotta be careful with this kind of thinking. But there are some instances where like you can kind of see some subtle similarities when you get closer and closer down the evolutionary tree, where it's like, oh, they could possibly be genetically related. Phenotype and genotype hold hands. And I don't know. It was a cool way of thinking. But let's go back. Let's go back. Blah, blah. Oh, IUCN is biological resource use, fishing and harvesting aquatic resources. Okay. Threats in detail. Here we go. I need a cup of more tea. 1 second. Let's also check. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure this is going to be one of those videos that's just made. I don't think I've got anybody in the chat, which is fine. It's fine. No, it's sincerely fine. This is, oh, no, somebody else is watching this. Oh, I see somebody's watching this. Cool. What's up? Hello. I'm glad you're here. I appreciate you being here on the live stream. I don't know who you are, but you are welcome to comment. So unless my eCam is broken and I don't know what you're saying, but you are more than welcome to comment. So that's fun. Unless it's me on the phone. Is this me on the phone? It can't. No, it's not me on the phone. Somebody else is watching. Thank you, kind person. I appreciate you watching this. This is really nice and very flattering. So, well, I'm glad you're here with me. I hope you are relaxing and have something going on your own end, or on your own end. Hope you're studying or working on a project. That's part of the reason why I wanted to do this. Is like, I think I meant to mention this earlier, but like, I love listening to podcasts when like, kind of tinker with something or write something or put something together. So, you know, it's cool. Hope you're having a good time tonight. So, but threats: Dusky Smoothhounds are targeted and taken as bycatch in commercial trawl, gillnet, longline, and some hook and line fisheries. In the United States, an average of about 33,000 individuals were landed in recreational fisheries from 2012 to 2016. Commercial landings were 318 metric tons dressed weight in 2016. In Caribbean Colombia, artisanal fisheries are widespread and lack management. There's also a shallow water shrimp trawl fishery for which stocks have collapsed. All right, so for real, guys, shrimp trawling is like one of the worst things as far as sharks go, like shallow water sharks. Like a lot of different kinds of shark species get caught up in the shrimp trawl, so it's just like I've seen that a lot actually. So shrimp trawling is one of the worst as far as like fishing goes. I mean, like all kinds of fishing like have a negative impact on sharks, but shrimp trawl is something it's a repeat offender. I see that quite a lot actually. Where was I? But at the present time, it's unclear how much, if any, fishing effort is still occurring in this fishery. In Venezuela, commercial and artisanal fisheries are intense, lack management, and have exhibited peaks in catches followed by declines, indicative of sequential overfishing. Yeah, dude, this is totally affecting some of the hammerheads. You know, like same thing, same issue. I think smalleye hammerhead and scalloped bonnethead, kind of in this part of the world. And correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like the smaller hammerheads. Like this is literally word for word the same thing. So, species is targeted in gillnets and longlines there on offshore islands, including the Los Roques Archipelago and Margarita Island, where fisheries are intense. In southern Brazil, the trawl fishery began in the 1960s and entered a period of rapid expansion. I don't know if you can hear the music right now, but it's like getting like dreadful. I think in Journey, this is where they find the sea monster, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, spoilers. It's a good game. You'll enjoy it no matter what. No don't worry. In southern Brazil, the trawl fishery began in the 1960s and entered a period of rapid expansion in the 1990s and 2000s. There we go, the music stopped. That's nice. I hope that's not too loud. Resulting in over 650 vessels fishing at depths of 20 to 1,000 meters. Artisanal fisheries are also intense, and 58% of stocks targeted by artisanal fishers are overexploited, half of those having collapsed. In Santa Catarina State, the shark is among the target species in drift nets and gill nets. In Uruguay, the industrial trawl fleet, we're getting to that point of the night, was developed in the late 1970s, and many stocks were overexploited by the 1990s. However, there are management measures in place. In Argentina, trawl fisheries started to expand in the 1950s and increased rapidly in the mid-1980s. The species is caught in San Matias Gulf Hake and the Trope longline fisheries. San Matias Gulf Hake. Interesting. Okay. And the Tope. Did I say Trope? The Tope. Oh, longline fisheries. Okay. Tope. Same shark, critically endangered. Galeorhinus galeus. This is cool. So this I think is actually more interesting when IUCN breaks this down. So classifying the threats. So you start at the largest level, biological resource use, break it down into fishing and harvesting, break it down into intentional, subsistence, small scale, or unintentional, large scale harvest. Yeah, interesting. That's interesting. Okay. Ooh, interesting. There's a virus section. That's interesting. I mean, so this is not filled. I didn't realize it had this. This is super cool for terrestrial animals, but I think sharks can get viruses. Yeah, it could totally get viruses. I don't know if I've ever heard of that, but that's interesting. For sharks, I know parasites are a big field of research. If you ever want to go into shark research, parasites is a safe bet. It's actually, you'd be surprised how much research is on shark parasites. But use in trade, food, human. Hound sharks in general are fished and valued for their meat, liver oil, and fins. That's kind of all sharks, are like that. And the species is likely to be similarly where it is fished. The meat is likely to be consumed for subsistence or sold locally in most places. However, Brazil does import shark meat under the general name. Oh, forgive me, I don't know if I can pronounce this right. Cacao, which is in high demand. Yeah, I butchered that probably. Sorry about that. Okay, so we got conservation actions. We've got no action recovery plan, no systematic monitoring scheme. I mean, it's near threatened, so it's like, if this was endangered, this would be more urgent. We've got no conservation sites identified, no area-based regional management plan. Occurs in at least one protected area. So this is saying unknown, but I thought, I thought the Virginia. Ooh, someone gave me a like. Thank you. I appreciate that. Wait, can I see that? Thank you. I really appreciate that. Whoever that was, thank you. Let's check out I thought there was a cool website that shows you marine protected areas. National Marine Protected Area Center? Is that it? Because the reason I'm pausing is I thought Dusky Smoothhounds, I mean, since they're in my part of the world, I thought part of the eastern shore of Virginia, it's like a coastal reserve. I don't know how strict that protection is. So, but I know there's a cool map somewhere. I think no is a safe bet for you must have this maybe. Let's see. La 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 la. Can we talk about how so many websites just are so convoluted that you can't find anything? I mean, when you get into not to knock Noah. I'm sorry, Noah. You do a lot of cool stuff. This is or Marine Protect whatever. You do a lot of cool stuff. I don't mean to knock you. About marine protected areas. There's I don't know if this is what it is. Stop looking at me. There is a really, really super cool GIS map. I'm trying to find it. Okay, interactive map. Hold on. Interactive map, marine protected areas. I am pretty sure there's a freaking cool map. The MPA viewer? Is that it? Yeah, this might be it. We did it. This might be it. This might totally be it. Looking good. Give me the boxes. Give me the boxes. Come on. Nope. I don't know if this is it. I don't know if this is it. I don't know if this is it. Let's zoom in. I don't know if this is it. Huh. Let's check out what marine protected areas we got. This is not what I was thinking of, but this is kind of interesting. I do want to check this out. And here's an Eastern Shore area. This would be Assateague Island National Wildlife Refuge. Federal. Don't know if you can. Commercial and recreational fishing restricted. Oh, interesting. Commercial recreational fishing restricted. Okay. All right, that's cool. All right, Dusky Smoothhounds totally live here. Like they totally use, because remember we saw on the range map, Maine to Florida. So speaking of which, dude, let's go up here. Let's see what's going on here. So this is not the website I was thinking of, but this is kind of handy. So U.S. Marine Protected Areas in 2020. This is NOAA. Thank you, NOAA. What the heck is this? Cape and Islands Ocean Sanctuary. Nice. State government. No site restrictions, so you can fish here if I'm reading that correctly. Massachusetts Department of Conservation and Recreation. Cool. That's a huge area though, but how is it protected? Let's see if we can find out. Uniform multiple use, Department of Conservation and Recreation. I don't want to go to the website. I'm not feeling that, but I don't want to leave. It's a huge area. It's actually quite fitting it's there because Woods Hole, famous, maybe the most famous, at least on this coast, Institute of Marine Science is there. So it's called formerly Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution, I think. Yeah, Woohoo, I don't know. But that's where, if anybody's seen the movie Jaws, that's where Hooper is from. So, and then on the West Coast, they got Scripps, if I am correct in that. Scripps is very famous. So, Vims is famous. Vims literally is famous. Vims is a huge shark place. Anyway, I just got a text. I know who's on the live stream. So, excuse me. Oh my god. That made me laugh too much. Oh god. That made me laugh too much. Sorry. You got me, guys. Thank you, little tuna roll. I think you got me. Oh my god. Anyway, I do sincerely appreciate the like. Oh, it's not little tuna roll. It's it's the other tuna roll. All right. Well, thank you. Appreciate it. Oh my god. Anyway, Stellwagen Bank is a very famous natural marine sanctuary. No strike restrictions. That's interesting. I didn't know that you can actually do fishing there. So, interesting. That's actually, I think Stellwagen Bank, it's not the first because I'm pretty sure the Monitor is the first. But Stellwagen Bank is an old marine sanctuary. I'm going to check this really quick and we'll go back to the IUCN Red List. But Stellwagen Bank. National Marine Sanctuary. So National Marine Sanctuaries, if you guys don't know, that's the equivalent of like national parks. And I think they were established in the Clinton era. Oh, check it out. Stellwagen Bank. That's beautiful. That's super cool. So, 30th anniversary. Awesome. So that is, I guess it's not the old, I mean, because like Monitor, I'm pretty sure is like the 70s. That's cool. Anyway, we're not going to go into this super deep tonight, but National Marine Sanctuaries are super cool. It's a really awesome collection of marine protected areas in the United States. And if you are interested in kind of like a cool like starting point for getting to know marine protected areas, this is a good place to start, is these National Marine Sanctuaries. So the one I keep talking about, and I'm sorry, I'm just like mumbling it, is the Monitor National Marine Sanctuary. It's code. Okay, so the Monitor National Marine Sanctuary is off North Carolina, protecting the Monitor shipwreck, like the Merrimack and the Monitor. So, and I'm pretty sure that one's the first. But Stellwagen is old and one of the more famous ones. So, but we'll wind it all the way back to the IUCN Red List. We talked about that. Invasive species control or prevention not applicable. No harvest management plan. The This is cool. Successfully reintroduced or introduced benignly. That's a new category, or it's not new. I think I just never noticed it before, but that's actually super cool. Um, that would be something like, I'm trying to think of species that you would apply that to. Like maybe wolves, I think. Bald eagles, probably. Mountain lions, maybe. Elk, I think. This is a marine channel, so I'm not looking that up, but that's a cool category. Subject to XC2 conservation. I don't know what that means. Let's look that up. XC2 conservation. I actually have no idea what that means. Blah, 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 blah. Off-site conservation is a process of protecting an endangered species, variety, or breed of plant or animal outside of its natural habitat. Like what, a zoo? For example, by removing a part of the population from a threatened habitat and placing it in a new location. Interesting. For artificial environment which is similar to natural habitat of the respective animal. Interesting. Okay, I learned something new. That's also part of what this is about. Nope. Nope. No, I don't know why food channels keep popping up on my feed, man. But we're going to wind down a little bit. But let's go ahead and... I don't want ads, dude. I know I should get ad blocker. Can we just like switch to something random for music without ads? There you go, Skyrim. Skyrim's a good backup. I learned what XC2 means. Conservation means. Okay. Subject to recent education awareness programs? No. Including international legislation? No. Subject to... international management and trade controls. So for sharks, there are a couple bodies that do... are prominent and come up here. So CITES is probably the biggest one. Let's check this out. Is that the... What does this mean again? It's really important and really famous. And the International Consortium of... No, that's not it. Oh, there you go. Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora. So for sharks, so for CITES, there's a couple different levels of sharks have as far as the highest level of management. I think they are Appendix 2 is the highest level of shark. But CITES is really important. Sims. This is our talk about Sims with Skyrim in the background. That's absolutely ridiculous. That's not Sims. I don't want this. No. Just so I don't embarrass myself. Let's. Am I going crazy? Is it really that late? This is not Skyrim appropriate. Let's see. Where are we? Why can't I think about this? Like, I can't do the Skyrim, man. I can't do it. No. I can't screw that. That's ridiculous. Oh my god. No. Alright, Sims Marine Protection. No, that's not it. Sims? CIMS? I'm sorry guys, I'm just really curious. No, that's not it. What in the heck am I thinking about? Well, now we can't back up now. Let's check this way. Super sorry, but let's check a critically endangered shark and see if we can get some new music that's not crazy intense. Christmas piano. We'll take Christmas piano as we look up Sims. Nope, I don't want ads. Or Winter at Hogwarts. Alright, Scout Hammerhead. I'm sorry, I'm kind of chewing on this because I really should know this. There you go. It's November. It's holiday season. All right, there's sights. I know there's something else. What in the hell am I thinking about? Okay. I just saw my comments. Thank you. I'm glad the sound. I had an echo earlier, and it seemed to have resolved itself. So, oh my gosh, what in the heck am I thinking about? I'm gonna give up after it's already 10 o'clock, so I'm gonna give up in 5 minutes. This is so embarrassing. I really, it's CIMS or CMS or something. Enjoy the music. I'm gonna quietly contemplate this. What the heck is this? Thank you to John Williams for the music. Like and subscribe to John Williams' channel. Like, you know. He's super cool. Ring the bell. Ring the John Williams bell. Aries is a great guy. Man. Trends and fisheries. Did you hear that Fantastic Beast is low-key canceled, by the way? Here we go. Oh, it is CMS. What the heck is going on? Convention on the Conservation of Migratory Species. Okay. So it is totally Sims. Okay, sorry about that. Blah, 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 blah. Convention. Yep, there it is. Sorry, guys. Okay. This is absolutely ridiculous because the Dusky Smoothhound, there's no way in hell it's on this, but this was really bothering me. So, and I just wanted to check it out. About. Can you give me a brief? An environmental treaty of the United Nations, SIMS provides a global platform for the conservation and sustainable use of migratory animals and their habitats. That's fine. Okay. So, there's no way the Dusky Smoothhound's on this. The whole point of me going into this is really important for sharks in general. SIMS and sites are two of the most important biodiversity conventions, and in terms of like assessing or like managing trade for species and and their conservation. So these two are important. Let's never forget that again, because that just burned 10 minutes or something. That was nuts. Ugh. Let's go back. So, Dusky Smoothhound. Back. I don't think we have a lot left, which is good because I did want to end a little early. I'm a little bit tired. Let's see. What am I doing? Yeah, no. What am I doing? Sites legislation for Species Plus. It's from the Species Plus website. So yeah, it's on sites. Conservation evidence in detail. Studies. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have, no. I'm okay for now. Okay, so we kind of went through most of this. Red list bibliography. Oh, cool. Let's see, we got some, oh, Jack Music. Jack Music. I want to see if we got some really famous, super famous shark researchers. So Jack Music is super famous. He actually put Virginia's marine science on the map. So age of growth of the smooth dogfish mussels canis. So I'm just going to do shout outs to, and no offense to anybody if I don't shout out your name, because part of it is me learning. I just want to say, like, I've seen Jack Music's name a lot. David Ebert. Oh yeah, Ebert Fallow Compagno. They wrote The Great Sharks of the World. Oh, and that's literally, there it is, Sharks of the World. LOL. But very famous. We got Grubbs. Grubbs is famous. Actually, I feel like I'm burning people. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna find one more name that's like jumping out at me. or not, because I feel like I'm really burning people. I'm sorry. But, yeah, biggest shout out to Jack Music, late Jack Music. Did a lot for sharks and their research and conservation. So, oh, here we go. I think this is a nice place to end. Conservation actions. The United States National Marine Fisheries Service finalized a Consolidated Atlantic Highly Migratory Species Federal Management Plan in 2006. This federal management plan includes a range of management measures, including quotas and seasonal closures. Dusky Smoothhounds are managed under this plan. In the western, central, and southwest Atlantic, there are no species-specific protections or management measures in place. Further research is needed on distribution, population size. Too damn whimsical. Sorry. Let's just go back to Journey. Let's just go back to Journey. It's too damn whimsical. Go back to Journey. Okay. Further research is needed on distribution, population size, and trends and threats. Commercial and artisanal fisheries should be monitored to the species level. So, doinky doink. Just do it. All right. So, that was a little bit more chaotic than I thought, but let's just wrap things up with some pretty Dusky Smoothhound video. And I don't know if I really learned a heck of a lot, except for XC2 conservation. I didn't know that was a thing. I mean, I probably should have known, but didn't really know that was exactly what that meant. We found a Marine Protected Area website, but it wasn't the Marine Protected Area website. So I probably should be kind of careful, like, for future live streams, how much time I spend maybe Googling something. I mean, I know it's super freeform, and it's supposed to be like a chill room anyway, but yeah, I probably won't do that again. So, oh man. I wonder if, I don't know if I can get another book about this shark. I probably won't risk it. But maybe, I wonder if we have something about smoothhounds in general, just to read this one more time while we have this nice footage. I just wonder if I can get something, like a little nugget of something. Just one more thing. Because I used to read this, I mean, it's very useful, but it's also very, like, I mean, that was pretty dry. That was really, it's quite a lot. So, yeah, I don't see anything new about the species. I wonder if we can get something on the family. Okay, we'll just talk about triachids, and then we'll end. So, excuse me. One of the largest families of sharks, with over 45 species distributed worldwide in warm and temperate coastal seas. Most species occur in continental and insular waters from the shoreline and intertidal to the outermost shelf, often close to the bottom, with many in sandy, muddy, and rocky inshore habitats, so like this guy, enclosed bays and near river mouths. And didn't mention this, but I mean, it lives in Chesapeake Bay, so it's an estuarine species, so it can transition from salt to fresh water, which is pretty cool. I'm sorry, screw that. It can transition from seawater to moderately salty water. So, like, full seawater to, I think, 10 parts per thousand is the limit. So that's, like, the high upper edge of brackish water. So you can find him, if you live in the Chesapeake area, you can find him... maybe Kent Island, York River for sure, Mid Bay for sure, like Tillman Island area, like most of the actually all of the Virginian Eastern Shore. Pretty common species. Compared to most sharks, very wide salinity range. But anyway, we talked about a few deep water species range down continental slopes to great depths, possibly exceeding 2,000 meters. Many are endemic with with a very restricted distribution. That's actually pretty cool because most sharks are like wide ranging, and it's actually really cool to see that some species in this family are endemic. I know this guy migrates, like this particular species migrates north to south, so like on our coast. So anyway, I don't think none are harmful to people. None of these sharks are harmful to people. Yep. I've heard my last thing for tonight is I've heard I would never do this, but I've heard that you can theoretically stick your finger in the shark's mouth and it can bite and you'll be okay. Like its teeth. I mean, its teeth are very small, and it's like a party trick. Like you could do that. However, I will never do that because those teeth are meant to crush shellfish. So it's like I don't think it's a good idea at all. So anyway, oh man, dude, I love this footage. Thank you, Fish Guy Photos. Man. Huh. That was funny. I was kind of like spazzing a little bit when I was trying to find Sims. That was like that was a bit of a journey. Accurate for the soundtrack. But man, these guys are so cool. I wonder what that sea robin is. I don't know if it's a northern sea robin. He's pretty fat, so. And I think this is filmed in New York, if I'm not mistaken, or somewhere in the Northeast. But it's part of how you can tell. You know, a lot of sharks like look similar, so at face value, like if I didn't know what part of the world this was, probably couldn't tell, or I probably couldn't say with certainty this is a Dusky Smoothhound. But since we know this is New York, there's only one Smoothhound in that area, and it's Mussel's canis. So, such a cool animal. Fun fact, this footage is made with oh, so cool, a BRUV, which is like I forget what the acronym stands for, but it's basically a rig where you could put a camera, in some cases like a GoPro, or in most cases a GoPro. And it's a rig that sinks down, usually it's baited, and it's a stationary rig to kind of film marine life. I tried to do that once. I didn't do it correctly, didn't get anything. But if you do it correctly, you can get some amazing footage like this. And it's actually a really great tool for biodiversity surveys because the sharks or other target species are not afraid of BRUVS. They're not afraid of this method compared to like scuba diving or like snorkeling or like, you know, like if a human's in the water trying to find these species, you know, they're going to be kind of shy and they're not going to be, you know, they're not going to approach divers. Most sharks are scared of them. But with this kind of system, you know, you can just comfortably set your camera stationary and all of these animals can come up to you, which is super, super cool. And dude, Fish Guy Photos got it. So, I mean, this is gorgeous footage. Oh, it's so cool. Yeah, and like just oh my god, it's so cool. I can't emphasize enough how rare this is, by the way. This is this is so cool. Like how rare on YouTube this is. Like I've tried to make Dusky Smoothhound playlists, and you can't do it because there's really not this material. But man, this is amazing. You know what? I actually might just I just might make a playlist and just in honor of how awesome this video is. This is super, super cool. Too cool. I'm actually kind of chilling. Like, I don't mind watching this and listening to some music. Cheers. I should probably check if I got some comments. I got one little comment. Oh, actually, I probably shouldn't close this video. Never mind. We're in the nice chill vote full screen mode. So, yeah, never mind. I, you guys know it, but I just love sharks. Man, these are so beautiful. So, I think we'll probably wrap it up for now, but hope you guys enjoyed this little study session. And as goofy as some of it got, I hope you learned something, at least, kind of some of the things that are out there as far as marine tools, like marine conservation tools, like resources, like the IUCN Red List or NOAA's Marine Protected Area Viewer. So there's a lot of great things out there. Sometimes they're kind of hard to find, and sometimes it's kind of a convoluted pathway to get there. But there is a lot out there. So I highly encourage you guys exploring and just checking things out on your own time and everything. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, please leave a like and please subscribe. I will be back next week. And actually, if there's anybody in the comments, I don't think there's anybody in the comments still. But if there's anybody in the comments, little tuna roll. If you have a shark you want to pick out, I think little tuna roll's gone. Anyway, okay, if you have a shark that you want to check out, like for future videos, if you're watching this in the future, just go ahead and recommend it. If you have music recommendations, go ahead and send those over as well. I don't know what we'll do for music next week, so I'll just keep checking the comments for this video, and we'll check that out. But for sharks, we're going to go ahead and do the sand devil, so Squatina dumeral, which is one of my favorite species. I mean, I love all shark species, but that one is particularly cool. But I hope you guys had some fun, and I hope you have a good night. And once again, go ahead and subscribe to Fish Guy. I'm going to go subscribe to Fish Guy Photos because that stuff is cool. Like, he got some great footage. So, but love you guys. Have a good night, and just enjoy the rest of your week. Bye.